Hello scent addicts, welcome to Fragrance Therapy. I'm your host Alam. And today we're going to be doing an unboxing and first impressions for our recent Dumont fragrance haul that includes the latest release, Dumont Nitro Elixir. I also have 3 other fragrances from Dumont Paris, and this fragrance house has really been impressing me lately, so I'm really excited. So we'll go over the presentation, I'll give you my first impressions, and at the end I'll let you know which of the 4 fragrances is my favorite of the haul. So let's dive in. So we're gonna start off with one from their Panucci line. This one is called Soprano Ice. So let's get it open. So it looks like this one has an outer box and then another box inside. This presentation compared to what they give you with the Nitro line is definitely a step up. You get this hard cardboard box with a baby blue color.
You're my boy, Blue!
Really gives off that ice vibe. And then the fragrance kind of sits in here. And a really beautiful bottle with that same aqua blue color. I really like it when fragrances have a unique bottle design, but they don't go over the top. I've said it before in my other videos, and this fits that bill. You get Soprano Ice in the front, and then you get that Panucci logo for the Panucci line. You get that on top. The cap comes off, pretty hefty cap, and the atomizer, pretty decent. But the most important thing is, let's see how it smells. So let me get it on strip. Good atomizer. So right away, I'm getting like a tart, zesty citrus, a fizzy note, kind of like a, I don't know, like a lemon sparkling water. So a really nice, refreshing aquatic fragrance, hence the name Ice. Pure summer fragrance. I wish I had gotten a little bit earlier in the summer. It's like mid-August now. Still pretty warm in New Jersey, but could have used it a lot more during the summer. It smells familiar, but let's take a look at the notes and see maybe that we can glean something from that. So notes-wise, on top you get ginger, bergamot, and grapefruit. That's the citrus. And it also has aldehydic notes. And if you're not familiar with that, that is what gives it like that fizzy metallic nature. That's probably where we're getting that lemon sparkling water. In the mid, you get apple, incense, geranium, and lavender. Honestly, I haven't really smelled the floral nature yet, but maybe that'll come back as it dries, and ambery notes. And in the base, you get musk, vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. So there's really nothing online that tells me what it's cloning. Maybe like it's giving like a YSLY. I have the EDP, give me 1 second. So I have YSLY EDP. Let's get this on stripping so we can compare them. It has some similarities, but it's not the same. Honestly, this actually smells a little bit more niche. We're talking about fresh, citrusy, smoky, metallic, aquatic, floral, herbal, all mixed into one fragrance. And it mashes all of that up. And it's a pretty lengthy and ambitious note breakdown, but somehow it still works. And that gives it that like little bit something different, nothing like on the market, at least that I know of. If there is something that it's a clone of that I'm just not aware of, let me know in the comments. Let's see how it performs long term. You know, Nitro fragrances from Dumont perform really well. This is my first Soprano Panucci from the Panucci line, so I'm sure it's gonna perform just as well. We'll see. Really like it though. That is Soprano Ice. So next up, let's do Nitro Red Intensely. Honestly, I wasn't gonna get this one. I was like, do I really need another version? I have the red. Do I really need like a upgraded version of this? And I was like, no. But then when I was doing this haul, I was like, you know what? People praise this a lot. And this is an extrait de parfum, so it probably performs really well. So let's get it open. Pretty typical Nitro box, cardboard with a deeper red color, and then it does differentiate itself with these black hints on the box. Let's get it open. So it has a more metallic look to the bottle when you compare it to like the glass look of the original. And it has like a darker shade of red. Same heftiness, but this one's heavier and it is magnetic. But the main question is, how does it smell? How does it compare? And so let's get it on strip. Oop, completely missed there. I mean, Obviously, it's a flanker of this. So there's some similarities, but it is a little bit different. The original thing, Invictus meets BR540 with a really strong watermelon note. This one I get more Invictus meets Herba Pura, but let's compare the two. Yeah, definitely more Herba Pura here, more BR540 here, more mixed fruit here, more watermelon here. So there are differences here. Let's look at the note breakdown to see if we can spot what those differences are. So in the Intensely, we have, on top we have apple, peach, melon, and bergamot. In the mid, we have amber, sea salt, cedarwood, and lily of the valley. And in the base, we had amber, patchouli, sandalwood, and moss. On the original, you have apple, lavender, bergamot on top, watermelon, cedar, and calamus in the mid. And in the base, you get amber, sandalwood, and patchouli. So the base is the same. There is no watermelon in here. That's probably why I'm getting Herba Pura here, because Herba Pura is very commonly known as a fruit salad scent. And because we get those variety of fruits in here, apple, peach, melon, bergamot, I think that's what's giving off that like fruit salad vibe on this one as well. But even on strip, you can tell this one is strong. And the Nitro line in itself is all of them are strong, but this is probably gonna take it to the next level. So maybe sometime this week we'll do a full wearing of this one as well and see how it does. That is Nitro Red Intensely. Magnetic cap. Sucker for that. Next up, let's look at another one from the Panucci Soprano line. This one is called Soprano Fury. All right, let's get this bad boy open. So similar to the other box, I do like the baby blue in that one better, but still nice. Again, same presentation. You just have to be careful. This opens from the bottom, so when you hold it right side up, it does slide out. But yeah, similar design, nice green, solid dark green color with that copy of Soprano Fury written on top. Opens up again the same way. Oh, fragrance almost fell out. And the fragrance sits in there. And bottle, similar design, but really cool, sophisticated looking with the dark green, the copper with the black cap. So let's get this guy on a strip. Again, solid atomizer. Oh, this is like a 180 from the ice. The main notes I'm getting is like a creamy, milky note with some citrus or some fruit in there. That creamy citrus kind of, I don't know, reminds me like of a JPG Scandal, but it's like Scandal meets a very vanilla forward fragrance. Let's take a look at the notes. So on top you get plum, mandarin, bergamot, coconut, caramel, and milk accords. Probably where we're getting that creaminess from. And in the mid you get orange blossom, cedarwood, orris, caramel, brown sugar, musk. And in the base you get tonka, ambergris, vanilla, and amber. I don't have Scandal, but I do have the Odyssey clone of it. Let me pull that out. So yeah, I'm definitely, it's that Scandal DNA mixed with something maybe like Altair type thing. I have Liquid Brun. Let's get that on strip. Bruh. Smell them together. Yeah, definitely. If you combine these two, which is the JPG Scandal and the Altair DNA, and you mash them together, it kind of gives you this. But that combination, man, that works really, really well. And it's strong too. This one probably works a little bit better in the cooler months, whereas the ice is definitely all out summer fragrance. This one leans probably more towards the fall, so we'll probably revisit this in a couple of months. But really, again, really, really solid stuff. That is Soprano Fury. Now for the main event, which is Nitro Elixir. What I've heard is this is a take, not a clone, but a take on the YSL Myself DNA. So let's get it open and let's see. So pretty standard box, but it has like a silver color. You know, maybe Elixir, YSL Myself, this is doing like YSL Myself Absolute. But let's get it open. I only smelled that one once, so can't quite remember how it smells, but let's see. I do have the YSL Myself Parfum, so we can at least compare it to that. So opens up pretty normal. Fragrance sits in here. This one is also an extrait de parfum. Let's see, similar to the Red Intensely with this metallic and it's all chromed out. Does it have a magnetic? Yep, magnetic cap. And these two are a little bit more pricey than the others because they are extrait de parfums, so they do have a little bit more premium feel to them. Let's get this on strip. So definitely getting that fabric softener vibe from YSL Myself, but this one seems a little sweeter, like something with like a caramelized sugar. So added sweetness there. So let's take a look at the notes first and then we'll compare it to YSL Myself EDP. So looking at the notes, we have orange, apple, bergamot, and cardamom. In the mid, you get orange blossom, praline. So that's probably where that caramel, sugary sweetness I'm getting is probably from the praline. And geranium and mint. And then in the base, you get ambergris, amber, tonka, and moss. I mixed up all these strips, so I'm gonna respray the elixir and the myself. So let's start off with the elixir again. Okay, and let's get myself EDP on the other one. Yeah, I mean, you get that fabric softener from there, but you also get other notes that are in here, a little bit sweeter. So I might need to revisit this one after I get my nose on Myself Absolute again. But again, really, really, really beautiful scent. I think all four of these are amazing in their own right. So right off of first impressions, I would say highly recommend. Smells great. I'm curious to see if it's Absolute, but either way, it's high quality, high concentration. You know this stuff is gonna last forever. I'm interested in doing a full wear. I got a lot of full wears to do, so I'll eventually get to this one. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a full review of this one as well. Yeah, really, really good stuff so far. Honestly, all four of them are good. They're all quite different actually, but they're all very, very good. Oof. Like, it comes down to the Soprano Fury and Soprano Elixir. Maybe I'm starting to get into the more fall mood. But honestly, just based off first impressions, it's a pretty close race, but I kind of like this one better. But this one is still really, really good. So first impression, let's go with Soprano Fury. So there you have it, folks. That's my unboxing and first impressions of a Dumont fragrance haul. 4 fragrances, all of them are pretty good. Are they all blind buy safe? I would say almost yes. Probably the most complex one and maybe the least blind buy safe might be Ice. But the other 3 I think are blind buy safe. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any of these, if you smelt them. Which one do you prefer? And are you planning on getting any of the ones that you might not have? As always, for more affordable fragrance content, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm trying to get my channel to grow so I can keep bringing you this type of content. So it really helps me out. Until next time, I'm out.